There we go. Now it's on. All right. So welcome all of you to the 2023 Department of Global Health graduation. I'd like to start with a land acknowledgement. The land we occupy today is the traditional home of the Duwamish, Tulalip, Muckleshoot, and Squamish tribal nations. Without them, we would not have access to this working, teaching, and learning environment. Let me take this opportunity to thank the original caretakers, thank you for doing it, of this land and acknowledge that they are still here. All right. So once more, welcome to the 2023 Department of Global Health graduation. This is our 16th graduation since the department was established in 2007, which seems pretty remarkable. And I'd like to start by welcoming all of the Global Health graduates and also welcoming your family, friends, and partners, all the people who have been with you through the exams, the presentations, quiz sections, papers, everything you've been doing, the highs, the lows, and these last few years, the Zoom calls. But tonight we're here to celebrate, and I am very excited to celebrate with all of you, the 64 graduates of our Masters of Public Health and doctoral degree programs. I'm also extremely excited for you because you are about to join a network of over 2,000 University of Washington Department of Global Health alumni. These are all the alumni since the department's first graduation in 2007, and it includes more than 500 graduates of our graduate degree programs, as well as graduates of our undergraduate and certificate programs. It includes graduates that come from more than 20 different nations and are now working and serving in more than 25 countries on 5 continents. And that's something to be really proud of, an enormous community that you're joining. They're working to improve health, eliminate health disparities around the world. And not everyone has the opportunity to enter a profession that focuses on these kinds of goals, on changing the world to make it a better place. And I feel so fortunate, I think we're all so fortunate to be able to share in this. We're also here to celebrate and thank all of your staunch supporters. And as I said, the parents, the partners, children, friends, and for some of you, your pets. I just want to welcome all of you again, and please accept my deepest appreciation for all that you've done. Because this has really not been an easy journey for our graduates. The graduates here today were students during unprecedented times. And I really applaud all of you for your resilience, your perseverance, and when it comes to studying and learning under these extremely challenging conditions. And then this last year, you've had to work even harder than before to reestablish those old connections, as well as build and strengthen the new ones. And now going forth into your careers in global health, I encourage you to continue to connect with the people around you. To do this, you're going to need to listen, to be present, and to show that you truly care about others. And I'm confident that all of you will be able to do this. Because each of you who is graduating today will walk out of these doors shortly as a global health professional. You'll have new roles, responsibilities, and opportunities. And society will look at you differently. They'll expect more of you. Your lives, the lives of those closest to you, are about to be transformed. And I hope that many of you, in turn, will be helping to transform the world. Because there's no question in my mind that together you are poised to tackle all the current and the new challenges that are causing death and disability around the world. You'll be facing increases in non-communicable diseases, the inevitable impacts of climate change on health, pandemic infectious outbreaks, COVID, Ebola, Mpox. These are occurring with increasing frequency and severity. And there's no question you'll be facing the unconscionable inequities, the bias, the stigma, the discrimination in systems and our society that prevent far too many in marginalized communities from achieving health and well-being. There's never been a time of greater urgency and need for your knowledge, your skills, your passion, and commitment. For all of you, for all of us to come together, to speak out and apply what we've all learned, and to act strategically, constructively, and professionally for change. I hope you now understand more than ever, this is the time to be working in global health. And I also hope you're now ready to celebrate. We do a little round applause for all of you. So we're going to start our celebration with recognition of the DGH students, it's our Department of Global Health students, who are recipients of department and school-wide awards. The School of Public Health presented these awards at a ceremony in May. However, the department takes great pride in the outstanding work of our students, and we would like to recognize the recipients briefly here as well. So as your name is called, we would like to ask that you come forward to be acknowledged before returning to your seat. So in the School of Public Health, each department and interdisciplinary program has the opportunity to select one outstanding student at the master's level and one outstanding student at the doctoral level. These outstanding students excel in scholarship and have demonstrated a commitment to the field of public health. So this year, the department's awardee for outstanding student at the master's level is Amelia Cardavis. Stand there for a minute, okay? I'm just going to say a few words about you. Don't get too embarrassed. Amelia is a medical anthropologist from Bogota, Colombia. Her work focuses on understanding and strengthening local health models among communities that have been historically excluded from public health, discourse, and practice, followed by the development of intercultural health systems that are more contextualized and that destabilize traditional power structures. She has pursued this work with nonprofit organizations in northern India, southern Mexico, and the Colombian Amazon, with a special focus on maternal child health among indigenous and rural communities. Now I get to shake your hand. Congratulations. All right. So this year, the department's outstanding student at the doctoral level is unfortunately not physically here because she's in Geneva working with the World Health Organization. Very near and dear to my heart because she was my student and colleague and friend. Wisal Ahmed. Yeah. Wisal graduated from the department's PhD in Global Health Metrics and Implementation Science program this fall with a focus on implementation science. She is passionate about social and health equity for women and conducted her dissertation research on policies and programs aimed at stopping female genital mutilation, a practice affecting most women in her home country of Sudan. As a student, Wisal provided technical support to the World Health Organization to stop healthcare providers' involvement in female genital mutilation and to engage them as champions of social change. Using the knowledge and skills gained during her PhD, she plans to continue to advocate for change and support countries to implement large-scale effective interventions to stop this harmful practice globally. So, every year, the School of Public Health recognizes its top master's and doctoral students with the Gilbert S. Omen Award for Academic Excellence. So this is one student in master's, one student in PhD for the entire School of Public Health. And this year, it was a global health student, Carol Green, who was selected as the master's recipient. There were So Carol is a Master of Public Health student in our Health Metrics and Evaluation track, focusing on how climate change is affecting human health and well-being. She is making significant academic contributions to the field through the Lancet Countdown, which was formed as a global monitoring system to engage policymakers to promote reductions in greenhouse gas emissions and promote climate resilient health systems. She has helped to ensure the production of scientifically robust indicators and synthesizes these indicators into new insights. Carol's thesis topic breaks new ground in monitoring adaptive capacity to better understand the extent to which health systems are increasing their abilities to manage the health risks of climate change. We are so proud of Carol and all of our award recipients. So let me congratulate you. Yes. Yeah, so one more time, congratulations to all of our recipients. Really amazing. Okay. So now we're going to transition to degree programs. And I'm going to start by doing a brief presentation of the degree programs before I hand off. The Department of Global Health is home to 4 graduate degree programs, a Master of Public Health, 2 PhD doctoral programs, a pathobiology interdisciplinary basic science program, and a PhD in global health metrics and implementation science, as well as our new practice-oriented doctorate, our Doctor of Global Health Leadership and Practice, or DRGH, which welcomed its first cohort in fall of 2021. So this year, it is our honor and privilege to celebrate the accomplishments of 64 graduates, 40 in the Masters in Public Health program, and 24 doctoral students, 6 pathobiology PhD, and 18 graduates of the Global Health Metrics and Implementation Science PhD program. In the spirit of global, over 1/3 of our 2023 graduates have joined us from all over the world: Canada, Chile, China, Ghana, India, Japan, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Mozambique, Myanmar, Nepal, Papua New Guinea, Peru, Portugal, Sudan, and Ukraine, and of course, all parts of the US. So these graduates have spent months, and really years and years, dedicating their time to the 3 pillars that are the foundation of our department: academics, research, and service. I'm so proud of the work they've done and the dedication that has seen them through their respective programs. And I'm proud and grateful for the hard work and dedication of the faculty and the staff who have advised, mentored, and learned along with our graduates. So I'd like to give special thanks to the faculty directors of our degree programs for their commitment and leadership. Maybe you could just raise your hand if I call your name. For the MPH program, Deepa Rao, who is the director. Yep. Keshet Ronan, who's the associate director, the MPH. Awa Kone, community liaison for MPH. And Emmanuel Gakidu, director of the Health Metrics and Evaluation. And for our 2 PhD programs, Jennifer Lund, who's the director of the interdisciplinary program, that's pathobiology, and then Joseph Dielman and Kenneth Scher, co-directors of the PhD in Global Health, Metrics and Implementation Science. So that was the Health Metrics and Implementation Science. And for our Doctor of Global Health Leadership and Practice, Nancy Puttkamer. All right, now it is my great pleasure to introduce Deepa Rao, who is the director of the MPH program, to take over from here.
Hello, everybody. Got to make sure you hear me. Okay, so family and friends of our graduates, I stand in awe of this cohort of Global Health MPH graduates who've managed to complete our rigorous degree requirements that include 2 years of coursework, a thesis and a capstone, practicum, and very often, as you all know, outside work. And all of this in the midst of the uncertainty of our post-pandemic experience, which has for many people been almost more of a surprise than being in lockdown itself. For our students, this post-pandemic experience has often meant rebuilding social networks, bravely coming out of isolation, finding ways to maintain work-life balance, and of course, patience and grace, endless amounts of grace. And I thank you for that. Let me tell you all, despite these odds, you did it. You did it. You're here. And I want to just take a moment for all of you to give yourselves a round of applause for all that you've overcome to make it to this moment. So I know our MPH grads know this, and over the last few years, many of you in the audience have probably heard this as well. We've heard a lot about our need to decolonize global health and better serve our communities. And I have to say, it's been you, our students, our graduates, who have really pushed us, faculty, to really think about how this can be done. I'm so lucky. I was able to sit through a weekly seminar called Rethinking Global Health that I facilitate with my colleague Awa Kone, with all of you just sitting in the space thinking about ways we can do global health better. And you have helped push us out of using the banner of decolonizing global health as window dressing. It's been you that have helped us really examine whether or not we truly honor our Global South partners. And you have pushed us to put our Global South partners in the lead. And you have helped us question our process every step of the way. And I thank you for this. Our learning in these spaces has truly been multi-directional, and I've learned so much from you in your years with us. I know these academic, clinical, and public health spaces are not made for those of us who come from the Global South, but thanks to you, you've made this our space. You've demanded it, and as your MPH degree shows, you belong in this space. Now and forever. So thank you. So many congrats to you, our MPH graduates. Thank you for enriching our lives and our program over the years. I'm so proud of all that you've accomplished, and I'm so privileged to have been a part of your journey. I eagerly wait to see all that you'll accomplish in your futures, and please do keep in touch and tell me all the places you go. And please know that no matter where you go in the world, you will always be part of our MPH family. And to close, I know there are many people to thank, your friends and family, partners and children, many of whom are here today, and peers, your cohort, that have helped to support you during this time. You saw in the photos how meaningful those ties are. It was a pleasure to watch the photos just now. I also would like to acknowledge our MPH team, old and new. As many of you know, we've had a lot of transitions. In terms of our staff, I'd like to recognize Julie Burnett, Noura Yusufa, Andreas Kayodara, Salam Yadetta, Catherine Getz, Ayana Ali, and our beloved staff. They make everything happen. And also our beloved faculty, past and present, Awa Kone, Steve Gloyd, Keshet Ronan, all our fearless leaders. Thank you so much for all that you do to support our program. And with that, I'll turn the floor over to Priyasha Maharjan, who will give some remarks.
Thank you, Deepa. Hello, class of 2023. I want to take this moment to congratulate each one of you for officially graduating today. This is a momentous occasion, and it is a true honor to speak before you all and represent the Global Health class of 2023. My name is Priyasha, and I came to the University of Washington as a Fulbright master's student in 2021 from Nepal. I remember the feeling of excitement and anticipation as I first stepped into the beautiful campus of UW, eager to learn and grow from my fellow classmates. And what a journey this has been. During my time here at UW, I have been fortunate enough to receive so much from this incredible institution, from the exceptional faculty, the diverse student body, and the wide range of opportunities that I have enjoyed. UW has truly given me everything I could have imagined, I could have hoped for, and even more. Being here at UW has been a dream come true, and at the same time, it has been a truly humbling experience, one of unlearning, of self-reflexivity, and relearning. I have had the privilege of sharing this space with professionals from all around the world and gaining a global perspective on the issues I've seen back home. Of course, the knowledge and skills I've gained through the past 2 years are truly invaluable, but it is the intangible things that I will carry forward. The memories, the friendships, the experiences that have shaped me into the person I am today. I will cherish this forevermore. But none of us got here alone. We've had the support of our families, our friends, and loved ones every step of our way. For me, it has been my wonderful husband who stood beside me all this time, and my parents and sister who took on the responsibility for my toddler while I was pursuing my education. Let's take this moment to raise an imaginary toast to all of those who stood behind us and thank them for their unwavering support and encouragement. Thank you all. And to all the fellow graduates, as we move forward to the next phase of our lives, let us remember all the lessons we've learned here at UW, to embrace diversity, to be curious and inquisitive, and to always strive for excellence. But before we move out of here and ahead in our lives, I would like to request you to look back and just appreciate every single beautiful memory we have cherished here, created and collected in this short amount of 2 years. I know we did not spend much time together given the pandemic and the hybrid structure of our classes, but I'm glad we found some time to support each other and cherish each other, celebrate each other's successes. I can't wait to see all the incredible things that we will accomplish in the years to come. Thank you all, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, Priyasha, for speaking so real about the bond that you all have. Thank you. So now we'll recognize the graduates, and I'll invite Julie Burnett, who will be calling the names. Yeah. And the MPH team will be shaking hands, so come on up.
Okay, all right. Oh, thank you. Great. So I'm Julie Burnett. I was the program manager for the MPH program for a long time. So the MPH program holds a special place in my heart. I am also the assistant director for student services in the department. And today I am here going to call the names of the MPH program because this is a group that I worked with when I entered 2 years ago. First, I am going to, well, first of all, graduates, I'm going to call your name and you'll come and say, shake hands with Deepa, Heshet, and Awa. Maybe you guys should come out here a little bit further. And then if you can cross the stage and then return to your seats. Before I call the names of the students who are here with us today, I'm going to honor and recognize the students who couldn't be here with us today. So I'm going to read them all as a group, and then if we can give them a round of applause, and then we'll start with these graduates. Okay, so I have 6 or more here. So we'll start with Nada Ali, Edina Casimir, Taylor Costin, Rosa Ecos, Niharika Jha, Christopher Leva Vera, Nicole Mbumbui, Felix Mogaka, and Biraj Nupane. Maybe they're joining us by Zoom, but if not, we still want to recognize them. All right, first up, Simeon Adi Ngia. Han Ang. Olena Vidovanets. Caitlin Bowman. Amelia Cardenas. Shraddha Doshi. Nico Flint. Lucas Gillespie. Siddhant Gupta. Aaron Engel. Agnes Karume. Vicar Cabret. Megan Lewis. Sarah Luth. Priyasha Mahajaran. Alina Metea. Victor Mbala. Aaliyah Pliho. Riley Stump. Asim Suleimanova. Abdul Matinu Suleimana. And Rachel Tumnien. Okay, can we acknowledge all of our MPH graduates? All right, I'd now like to call up front Emanuela Gakidu, who will present the HME graduates.
Thank you, Julie. And now it's time for you to hear a little bit and meet the fantastic graduates of the Health Metrics and Evaluation track of the MPH program. So first, I want to say that I feel like an imposter because everybody here has really worked and has actually directed the program. I took over this track in January because the person that actually was directing the program left. He left to become the director of the National Institute of Public Health in Mexico. So we are extremely happy about where he is, and we miss him every day. So I did want to take a moment and recognize Bernardo Hernandez Prado for everything he has done for this track. That said, I will happily take the credit for our graduates from now on. And I am delighted to be here today. Our track is smaller than the general track and mighty, and I would like to thank the staff member without whom our graduates would not be here today. So Sarah Dillard is another person I'd like to give a special acknowledgement for. And without further delay, I would like to ask our student speaker, Francisca Gonzalez Goins, to please come up for her remarks.
Good evening, everybody. Buenas tardes a todos los presentes. We live in a world where being healthy is a privilege. Yet, we are sitting here in the privilege of receiving a graduate degree in public health in one of the most prestigious universities in the field. Even though we must always remember this privilege, we must always honor our path. We made the conscious decision to dedicate our goals, our careers, our lives, and ourselves to the health of the people. And that, my dear friends, should never be forgotten. Throughout the course of this program, we've learned the multiple ways that our world has been structured to take advantage of the marginalized populations in order to benefit just a few human beings. We've cried, we've been furious, we've taken action, but also we've identified in one way or another with the inequities that lead to poor health. And for those of you who are here today that haven't worked in this field, our health can be boosted or jeopardized by literally anything you could think of. Every single structure in our societies and in our economies has an impact on our health. Every decision made by our governments, international agencies, NGOs, and big corporations has an impact on every single human life. Even though we may not be powerful enough yet to dismantle these structural inequities, this program gave us the tools to develop that power. We have the knowledge, we are young, passionate, and humble. And we have this amazing network of people who are sitting here today to fight together for health equity. This strong community we've built with people from all around the world with different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences will cross mountains and oceans. And I propose to you all to keep on strengthening these ties, because together we can fight capitalism, neoliberalism, imperialism, and colonialism, which we all know are the main causes for the world to be sick. Together, we are stronger. I know that we can achieve this ambitious goal, and I know it because in every one of us, I see love. I see love for our work, for our Mother Earth, and I see love for the people and populations we work with and for. And even though the goal looks distant, we are reaching a critical point that will transform and smooth the path. We have each other. We have the power and the love to work towards achieving a healthy and equitable planet. I am convinced that with love, we can transform anything. So sooner than later, we will live in a world where being healthy would not be a privilege, but the norm. Where graduating from a program like this will not be a privilege, but a choice. But for that, let's go back to work. Congratulations, we did it. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Francisca. It is now time to recognize our graduates, so I'd like to invite Sarah Dillard to join me, please.
Great. So just like we did with the track before, I'm going to be calling you up one by one, and then you'll go and shake hands. All right. So first, there are 3 students in the health metrics and evaluation track who weren't able to join us today, and I'm just going to read their names, and then if we can all applaud to acknowledge their achievements as well. And that's Amal Abdi, Ian Cogswell, and Bronte Dalton. All right, and first here, Gabriella Gill. Francisca Gonzalez Cohen. Carol Green. Claire Henson. Ethan Khan. And Sonia Rao. Great. One more round of applause for all our health metrics and evaluation graduates. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite Jennifer Lund, Director of the Pathobiology PhD program, to the podium.
All right, thanks everyone. Are you able to hear me okay? So I'm thrilled to be here today. I'm Jenny Lund. I'm the director of the Pathobiology PhD program and a professor here in the Department of Global Health, as well as at Fred Hutch. And so before I celebrate our graduates, I'd like to introduce the Pathobiology program a little bit to you guys. We're a little bit different in global health. So the Pathobiology PhD program is a laboratory-based science PhD program. And our special emphasis is on studying host pathogen interactions and diseases of global health importance. So we're really at the beginning of the pipeline where we're doing the basic research in labs prior to spreading it out into the world as all of our other graduates do. So in addition to challenging coursework, our students develop a novel research hypothesis that they rigorously test through laboratory experiments. So our graduates have spent hours and hours and hours in the lab, even during the COVID pandemic. That didn't keep them out. And our training is really designed to prepare our future scientific leaders with the ability to respond to disease challenges that impact global health. And I think we can all appreciate in the last 3 years that we've really needed this basic science in order to get back to normal life and to have rapid diagnostics so we could detect SARS-CoV-2, so that we could have therapeutics to limit disease, and so we could have vaccines to prevent disease, and all gather together in this room today. And I feel really strongly that our graduates are really at the forefront of devising these strategies, and that they'll be instrumental in future health crises in terms of bringing these basic science foundational discoveries to the public. So I really want to congratulate our graduates today and celebrate your dedication, your perseverance, your really tremendous passion for basic science research and for global health, your scholarly achievements, and ultimately your success in completing your degree. I know that the journey felt long at times, I'm sure, but you've reached it and you're here, and now you are a doctor as well. So I'd also like to thank, in addition to our graduates for sticking with it, our program manager, Ernie Leffler, who's worked really hard to make sure that that everything is done on time, that students register for classes, that you're here today in your robes and everything, as well as your faculty mentors who have been some of your biggest supporters, in addition, of course, to your family and friends, and have helped you get here and will be cheering you on for years to come. So with that, it's with great pride that I introduce our student speaker today, Felicia Watson. Felicia has really proven herself to be an outstanding researcher, and she indeed completed her PhD in just 4 years, even with a global pandemic going on. And so Felicia has been making foundational and important discoveries through her research on optimization of malaria vaccines. So I'd like to introduce and welcome Felicia to the stage.
Thanks, Jenny. I'm really honored to speak on behalf of pathobiology today. And like Jenny mentioned, the pathobiology program is really unique. So we are one of the only programs in the world that is a wet laboratory basic science biomedical research program within a school of public health. And we specialize in studying infectious diseases of global health importance. But since we're in the Department of Global Health and not the School of Medicine, we not only learn to study pathogen biology, but also epidemiology, vaccinology, public policy, and implementation. And as we just learned from the COVID-19 pandemic, the importance of interdisciplinary studies in science communication. And I think this just highlights how important a program like pathobiology is and how unique and well-positioned we are to tackle all of these questions that I'm sure will unfortunately come again. For us graduates, today is about looking forward to our next career steps and our next adventures. But today is also about reflecting on our time in graduate school. the pathobiology program has grown and changed a lot over the years, and it will continue to change and improve. However, there are many parts of the program that I really hope never change. I hope that someone keeps asking, what about the T cells? Every time we have a literature review class about antibody immunology. King at Nicole. I also hope that we keep playing science charades every year at our annual retreat. And most finally, but I also hope that our cat photo Slack channel stays very active in the years to come and that we keep posting really cute photos of cats all day. For me, I chose UW specifically for the uniqueness of the pathobiology program and for the amazing people in the program. And so as I think back at my time at UW, the people and the program is what I will think about. And so, as many of us have already said before, but I'm very honored to graduate with everybody here today. Thank you.
Thanks, Felicia. That was great. So now we're going to recognize the pathobiology graduates through the hooding ceremony. And so I'm going to explain what the hooding ceremony is really briefly in case that sounds like some kind of cultish behavior. So the colorful hood that's kind of choking me right now here of each university is reserved for those who satisfy the requirements of the advanced degrees, such as PhD, and denotes scholarly and professional achievements. And so during the hooding ceremony, the faculty member places the hood over the head of the doctoral graduate, hopefully not knocking their cap off. And this signifies his or her accomplishments and success in completion of the program. The hooding ceremony is also a rite of passage where the mentor welcomes the former student as a fellow scholar. So there's a little bit of, significance and sentimentality here too. So I'd like to welcome Ernie Leffler, our program manager, to the stage, and he'll announce each of our graduates, and then we'll do the hooding ceremony.
Thank you, Jenny, and welcome everyone, and welcome to our graduating students. We're going to follow the same format. There's one student who can't be here today, and that's Amy Liu. So her chair of her team is Michael Gale. And Amy, if you're watching, hello. Let's give her a round of applause. Now I'd like to introduce Tanvi Arkatkar. And she is going to be hooded by her chair, Jenny Lund. Tanvi's dissertation title is an innate-like role of memory T cells in HVC2 immunity. Next, I want to introduce Natasha Marie Bourgeois, who will be hooded by her chair, Alexis Kashonsky. And forgive me if I mess this up. Your dissertation title, receptor tyranese kinesis, mediating dengue infection. Good enough. And next up is CJ Boyce. She's being hooded by her chair, Lisa Frankel, and her dissertation title is Impact of HIV Drug Resistance on Maternal Treatment Outcome and Vertical Transmission. And Nicole Pochin. She's being hooded by her co-chair, Jenny Lund. James Kublin is the other one. He can't be here today. And her dissertation title is The Role of Enteric ROR GT positive regulatory T cells in altering systemic vaccine. And that's good enough. And last but certainly not least, Felicia Watson. She's being hooded by her chair, Sean Murphy, and her dissertation title is Preclinical Optimization of a Prime and Trap Malaria Vaccine. Okay, thank you. Let's give a big round of applause for all of them. And next, I'm inviting Kenny Scherer to do the next segment of the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Ernie. I'd have to say, maybe it is a little cultish, the hooding ceremony. Where else do you see people dressed like this? DGH leadership, faculty, staff, and colleagues, family and friends of our student body, and especially students. I'm delighted to be here today on behalf of the Doctor of Philosophy in Global Health, Metrics, and Implementation Science, and our leadership team, namely Joseph Dielman, co-director of the program, and our program staff, Savita Mukherjee and Sarah Dillard. Today, we recognize our largest graduating class since the program began in 2012, an astounding 18 graduates, bringing our total number of graduates to 46. Our graduates include 10 students from the United States, from all over the United States, and 8 from across the globe, including China, Japan, Kenya, Mozambique, Portugal, and Sudan. The achievements of our graduates are not to be taken lightly. They have passed through a uniquely rigorous program that included, at a minimum, 2 years of intense methodologic training, defining and designing a 3-aim dissertation, defending this proposal, and then clawing out of the chasm of the dissertation and culminating in 3 publishable manuscripts. This year's graduates have applied their skills across diverse areas of research to describe the burden of disease, as well as develop, implement, and evaluate interventions that address this burden of disease. The breadth of research topics is notable, spanning environmental justice, female genital mutilation, nutrition, mental health, policy implementation, health systems, HIV, and road traffic injury prevention. The sea of graduates in purple. Today, you receive what is referred to as a terminal degree. Now, we generally think of terminal as the end, finality. But the word derives from the Latin terminalis, which means pertaining to a boundary or end. And in my mind, you've not reached an end, but instead, you're crossing a boundary on your lifelong journey of learning, doing, and teaching. Today, we celebrate finishing what has truly been an arduous process. And tomorrow, we look forward to watching you as colleagues, as you apply your knowledge, skills, and accumulated wisdom as you ask and answer your own questions. You've dazzled us while you've been in this program, and we know your continued achievements will dazzle the world. And as you go on to become leaders in the field of global health metrics and implementation science, we ask one thing: don't forget us. We'd love nothing more than to be colleagues on research, on implementation, on policy setting, going forward. And if it's not possible to collaborate, at a minimum, drop us a line. Let us know where you are. Again, congratulations. And with that, I'd like to bring Dorothy Mangali up to the table as our student speaker for this year.
Thank you, Kenny. And thank you, everyone. As you heard, I'm Dorothy Mangali. I was given 3 minutes. And in the culture where I come from, Manduya, our greetings take at least 6 minutes, but I'll not do that to you today, but I'll just greet you in the words of my ancestors, Mrembe. Oh, yes, my people. Yes, you made my day. Faculty, members, distinguished guests, family, friends, and to my incredible fellow graduates of the Department of Global Health, congratulations. And this is the point where I was going to sing Tina Turner's, other late Tina Turner's Simply the Best, but I didn't get an honorarium, so I'm not going to do that. But today we stand here with our degrees in hand. Well, not really in hand, but we have them. Ready to conquer the world and one analysis, community-based program, evidence-based intervention, framework or implementation strategy at a time. And if you're anything like me, you're probably wondering how we managed to survive the countless alphabet soups of acronyms in our fields, the all-nighters, a gazillion cups of coffee, being students during the COVID-19 pandemic, and the occasional breakdown. But hey, we did it. Now as global health, yeah, you can clap, we did it. Thank you. And now as global health practitioners, we have a monumental task ahead of us to promote global health equity and decolonize the field. This is where people go bad. It's okay. Not an easy task, but we can do it. I believe in us. We are armed with a secret weapon, our capacity to listen, our capacity to build and maintain relationships. The relationships and the soft skills we have acquired on top of all of the analysis, the bias, that's the epi, everything we've done, the relationships and soft skills have the power to break down barriers, bridge cultural gaps, and help us connect with people on a deeper level. So I encourage us to dig deeper, stay vulnerable, and connect with others. While at it, infuse laughter and joy into your work. Who said being a change maker can't come with good friendships and a good lighthearted chuckle? So as we venture into the field, let's remember that global health equity is not just a buzzword, it's a moral imperative. We must strive to eliminate the disparities that exist between countries, communities, and individuals. And that means challenging the power structures and systems that perpetuate inequity. Decolonization is not just about rewriting history books and changing the names of institutions. It's about dismantling the narratives that marginalize and silence voices. It's about centering the knowledge, experiences, and wisdom of communities we serve. So let's be allies, advocates, and amplifiers for those whose voices have been suppressed for far too long. Now, I know that the road ahead might seem daunting. Some of us want to take 6-month vacations after all the work we've done, and that we'll face setbacks and moments when it feels like we're fighting an uphill battle. But let me remind us, this incredible department, it has equipped us with all the tools, the knowledge, and the resilience to make a difference. So let's embrace the challenges. Let's confront the uncomfortable truths. Let's be the change makers the world needs. And when the going gets tough, remember to lean on one another and the broad networks you have and will create. And when you can, laugh. Laugh in the face of adversity, because humor has the power to heal, to inspire, and to unite. So as we embark on this journey together, let's lift each other up. Let's celebrate our successes. Let's cheer, support, and strengthen each other. And like the Swahili proverb instructs, haba na haba hujaza kibaba. We will get there a little bit at a time. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you, Dorothy. And with that, we are now going to recognize our graduates. I'm going to ask Joe and Sarah and Savita to please come join.
All right, so we'll start with the metrics track, and we have one student who wasn't able to join us today, and that's Joseph Rostad, whose chair is Bobby Reiner. So a round of applause for Joey. And next we have Aaron Holland Frame. Erin's chair is David Piggott, and her dissertation is Pandemic Preparedness in COVID-19, Lessons Learned from National and Subnational Response, What We Can Learn from Existing Preparedness Metrics, and How to Prepare for Novel Threats.
Kenny alluded earlier that we have 18 students graduating. It's the largest number for this group. 16 are from the IS track and 2 are from the metrics track. Out of the 16, 5 of our students are not present. So I'm going to call out their names, followed by their mentor, and we'll give them a round of applause after I call out all 5 names. So the first one is Visal Ahmed, Chair Kerry Farquhar. Colin Baines, Chair Kenneth Scher. Yoshito Kawakatsu, Chair Kenneth Scher. Biren Odeni, Chair Nancy Pathammer. And Andre Peralta Santos, Chair Kenneth Scher. Next, we have the very first one is Esther Chu. Her chair is Carol Levin, hooded by Carol Levin. And her dissertation title is Improving Diets in Nepal. Kristen Danforth, co-chair David Watkins and Kenneth Scher, hooded by Kenneth Scher. Her dissertation title is Bridging the Research to Policy Gap for Effective Engagement in Policy Agenda Setting in Southern and Eastern Africa. Catherine Fabian, Chair Bradley Wagner, hooded by Kenneth Scher. The title of her dissertation is Transdiagnostic Digital Mental Health Interventions for Youth and Young Adults, Approaches to Effectiveness and Implementation. Kinish Fernandez, Chair Kenneth Scher, hooded by Kenneth Scher. Application of implementation science tools to understand health system challenges to achieve universal health coverage in Mozambique. Scott Halliday, Chair Deepa Rao, hooded by Deepa Rao. His dissertation title is Collaborative Care Models for Behavioral Healthcare Service Integration. Yao He, co-chair Stephen Gloyd and Lucy Perone, hooded by Stephen Gloyd and Lucy Perone. Her dissertation is titled A Mixed Methods Impact Evaluation of the Open ELIS Laboratory Information Systems and Dependent Data Dashboards in Cote d'Ivoire. Dorothy Mangale, Chair Grace John Stewart, hooded by Grace John Stewart. Her dissertation title is Pivoting Youth HIV Services in the COVID-19 Pandemic, Evaluating Phone Delivery of the Adolescent Transition Package in Kenya. Aldina Messick, Chair Carol Feldacker, hooded by Carol Feldacker. Her dissertation is titled Reducing the Burden of Road Traffic Injuries and Death in Ghana, an Implementation Science Approach. Next up is Andrew Secor. His chair is Nancy Putkamer, and he's being heard by Nancy Putkamer. His dissertation is titled The Use of Electronic Medical Registries and Clinical Decision Support Tools to Evaluate and Strengthen HIV Care in Haiti and Ukraine. Dorothy Thomas, Chair. Chair Renee Heffron, hooded by Kenneth Scher. The title of her dissertation is Optimizing the Integration of Gender-Based Violence Screening and Referral in HIV Care Setting. And last but not the least is Dorleen Moena Witella. Her chair is Kenneth Scher, and she's being hooded by Kenneth Scher. The title of her dissertation is Process, Impact, and Economic Evaluation of Differentiated Service Delivery Models for HIV Treatment in Mozambique. And now I'd like to invite Carrie Farquhar back to the podium for closing remarks. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, fellow faculty and staff, and big congratulations again to everyone who has graduated. So it's my pleasure now to close the ceremony. But before I do, I would really like to specifically thank a few people. First, I would like to thank our outgoing Associate Chair of Academic Programs, Susan Graham, who has done an amazing job of supporting our academic programs over the past 3 years, and unfortunately wasn't able to join us this evening. So thank you, Susan. And then there's an incredibly talented, dedicated group of staff who coordinated this graduation. And that's why we're all here. So I'm going to list their names. We just wait till the end because I think it could take like 30 minutes if we cheered on each one. And I know you're all hungry. Ayan Ali, Julie Beshta, Julie Brunette, Sarah Dillard, Alita Elliott, Kirsten Green, Chris Joss, Ernie Leffler, Savita Mukedkar, Letty Munoz, Dave Noller, Monica Salita, and Salamia Detta. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. It has been a real pleasure working with all of you again. And thank you, all the families, for your support of your graduates. So now it's my pleasure to congratulate you one last time and welcome you and really hope that you continue to be a part of our DGH community. Stay in touch. As Kenny, I think several others said, this event shows us how meaningful and special this group is. I, for one, really appreciate all the student presentations and all the cheering and celebrating. So we're going to celebrate one more time at a reception, which is behind the doors here, if I'm correct, out in our lobby area. And if you want to take any photographs, we have this Department of Global Health backdrop. So please use that. And congratulations. Better get out there. There are a lot of you. If you want the food and drink, you better start moving.
Thank you, Carrie. A lot of heavy lifting. Thank you so much. Only 10 comments. That's not too bad. Thank you very much. Anyway, I still a lot of speaking from you, so thank you.
Yeah, I should have done a special shout out to you.